Micheal Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time, the billionaire, the philanthropist, and the all-around overachiever. If you've never heard the name, it's probably because you've been living under a rock. Welcome back, and in today's video, we'll dive in all the way to see inside of Micheal Jordan's billion-dollar fortune. They say Rome wasn't built in a day, but neither are billionaires. Micheal Jordan was not always a billionaire. He's kind of a man with a success story that has some of the most humble beginnings. Jordan earned $90 million in 13 seasons with the Bulls. He spent another 2 seasons with the Wizards, plus another $4 million from the Bulls when he sat out to play minor league baseball. For over a decade as a player, Micheal Jordan was not even the highest paid basketball player. It wasn't until his 12th season, after bragging 4 NBA titles and MVP awards, that he was finally offered a gigantic contract that made him the highest paid player in the sport. So where did all this fortune come from? You can say the NBA made Micheal Jordan famous, but his sponsors made him filthy rich. Compare his NBA club contract of $33.1 million before retirement to $1.7 billion in endorsements off the court. Now that's the superstar effect. It's fair to say that Nike was no doubt his biggest cash cow at the time. Micheal Jordan's initial 5-year deal was signed in 1984, and it was worth $500,000 annually, with royalties included. Although if you adjust for inflation, the figure's more like $1.2 million of today's dollars. Nike made the most of Jordan's superstardom by launching the Jordan brand, which eventually became a massive standalone enterprise. Nike's share of the United States basketball performance shoe market, including the Jordan brand, was 86% in 2019. That year, Micheal Jordan took home $130 million. Sometimes, in order to make it big, you have to be willing to take massive risk. Micheal Jordan did just that in 2006 when he bought a minority stake in the Charlotte Bobcats, which have since been renamed as the Hornets. He even took the extra step of seizing majority control of the team in 2010 in a deal that was valued at $175 million, raising his stake to 90%. This was a very risky move, since it meant that he had just invested 35% of his entire life's hard work in the basketball team of his hometown. So that's how you put your money where your mouth is. Jordan cashed in on some of his Hornets equity a few years ago when he agreed to sell roughly 20% of the team, worth roughly around $1.5 billion, making the Hornets by far Micheal Jordan's biggest investment. You see, Micheal Jordan has conquered the game on the pitch, and still in that sport, he made $1 billion off the pitch. Now, as if that's all not enough, Micheal Jordan had to find a completely different sport to try his hands on. How did this work out? Micheal Jordan made sports history with his next purchase. This had nothing to do with his talent as a basketball player, but instead it had everything to do with his other passion since he was a kid: NASCAR. In 2020, Micheal Jordan took his fandom to a whole new level by teaming up with race legend Danny Hamlin to create his very own NASCAR team called 2311 Racing. This one purchase was a huge deal for Jordan, and the media made the most of it, pointing out the racial significance of the achievement of the billionaire superstar. But it got even better. In 2021, just 1 year after the team was built, 2311 managed to take home the first position at the Yellowwood 500 in the team's first ever NASCAR Cup Series. With the team this successful, the total value of 2311 Racing shoots up $25 million. Aside from 2311 and the biggest of them all, the Hornets, Micheal Jordan also has invested in other companies such as Sport Radar, Gigster, and Axiomatic. The billionaire superstar is also sponsored by Nike, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Wheaties, and Chevrolet. Currently, Jordan has official partnerships with Nike, Hanes, Gatorade, and Upper Deck. He also owns stakes in the parent esports company, Team Liquid, recently valued at around $320 million. And on top of that, his stake in tequila brands and Coro fetch pretty handsome returns, not to mention his investment in the MLB Miami Marlins. And last, but definitely not least, his partnership with Cornerstone Restaurant Group. All this great fortune makes it possible for the Black Cat himself to help himself with some of the good things money can buy. In the year 2019, Micheal Jordan bought 226 acres of land in Florida that he would use for a world-class golf club, which became the most expensive country club in the United States, the Grove 23. This expansive piece of land features a 15,000 square foot clubhouse equipped with lounge areas, dining facilities, drone delivery service that literally brings the drinks to your table, and of course, why roll a cigar as you play golf when you can have your personal cigar roller? Don't get too excited. To be at the Grove 23, you have to be invited by Micheal Jordan himself, and only the wealthiest and most famous people are allowed to golf here. We're talking about someone like Barack Obama, who's one of only 80 people to own the exclusive Grove membership. How much would it have cost to put this world-class golf course together? a whopping $15 million. Michael Jordan also owns a custom Gulfstream G550 private jet that can accommodate 16 guests, 3 living areas, and 2 bathrooms. After modifying this classy private jet to his taste, it becomes valued at $61,850,000. Dang. There is something important you should know about Michael Jordan. He's donated more money to charity than he made during his time as a player in the NBA. His first major donation came in 1993 after the tragic passing of his father. Michael Jordan decided to honor him by spending $2 million to open the James R. Jordan Boys and Girls Club of Chicago, and over the next 3 decades, he donated even more money to the tune of $2 million to Hurricane Florence relief and recovery efforts, $5 million to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and on top of that, $8.9 million to underprivileged kids in Chicago. He's made his biggest single donation, $50 million in 2020, as a pledge to help fight racial inequality. Even more, Michael Jordan has dedicated 2 hospitals in Charlotte to helping the thousands of people that are struggling to afford healthcare in his hometown in North Carolina. Each of these medical clinics are equipped with exam rooms, x-rays, and physical therapy, all designed to provide healthcare for low-income families. And these 2 clinics, ended up costing Michael Jordan $3.5 million each. 2 years later, he doubled in on that one. Michael Jordan spent another $10 million to help open 2 more clinics in Charlotte, North Carolina, bringing the total that Michael Jordan has spent on public healthcare to $17 million. It's so inspiring. It brings to mind that quote, "Don't think of what your country can do for you, but rather, what can you do for your country?" Where do we sign up? Become the next millionaire superstar. Megastars like Michael Jordan with such big hearts don't come around often. It's probably once in a generation that the world is blessed with these kinds of unique individuals now that you've seen how he made his dough, and we're wiser for it, I suppose. The grind from having nothing to being a pro basketball player and even to becoming a billionaire, we can see that Michael Jordan has earned every cent that he's got through hard work and resilience. I hope this inspires you to go on and achieve great things. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you had $1 billion, how would you make the world better off for it? Drop your comments in the comments section below, and don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share this video with your friends and family if you think they'd enjoy it. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.